DFA is here. Let me just state that the issue of DFA and APO will be dealt with in another session, possibly because it's a security issue, in an executive session or just a briefing in my office, right? But it's for that here. Sige. Can we proceed with the last page of the presentation before we left off? That was the Barangay Information Network. Who was making the presentation at the time?
The Philippine Information Agency, Madam Chair.
Were you done with your Office of the Secretary?
But, well, if I may be allowed,
I'm just
Madam Chair.
no, here's sa Senado, sandali. Sorry, Senado. Lighting. Pag tumitingin ako dyan, ang pangit. Lahat kami, pangit, di ba? Ang lighting. Tinan nyo ha, sa House of Representatives, ang gaganda nila. Ang ganda ng lighting. Hindi. That's part of communications. Tanong nyo sa House, sa HOR, ano bang ginagawang lighting nila? Mayroon silang uplights. Magaganda. Lahat ng testigo nila, maski mga galit sila doon. Ang gaganda ng ilaw. Dito, maski na masaya kami, pangit kami. Bakit gano'n? Hindi na kami pangit. Diba? Pero, sige. So, lighting. Sino bang in charge dito sa Senado? Okay, nagpapatawa lang ako. Okay, we can proceed. I apologize for being late and to finish.
Thank you, Madam Chair. May I proceed? The succeeding 28. All right. The succeeding slides provide the projects, activities, and programs, POPs that have been implemented, our ongoing implementation, and those that are still to be implemented this quarter. Please show it on screen. These are some of the major implemented POPs accomplished by PCO. The team has a detailed presentation. That's why there's a hyperlink to every item. But every focal person in this PCO team is ready to answer details.
What's the question? Napunta tayo sa barangays. What was the Barangay Information Network? You said that you had information officers per barangay. Baka tinanong ko, kakagaling ko lang sa Antique. Wala naman silang alam dun. Wala naman silang alam sa mga barangay information officers. Is this just a planned project? Or is this an ongoing project? Or is this going to be just funded so you will implement it next year? And is this a propaganda machine for politics because it's an election year? So which? Torres.
Yes, ma'am.
Ilang barangay po sa Pilipinas?
Magandang tanong po yan, ma'am. Meron pong 42,011 barangay.
Oh, nag-iba na naman ang numero.
Yes, ma'am. 42,004 barangays according...
Ulitin natin. Ito na naman.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Staff ko, mali kayo. So, 42,011.
42,011 barangays following 3 plebiscites held recently according to the Commission on Elections, ma'am.
Ulit, 42,011.
Yes, ma'am. Following 3 plebisito na hinold ng
Yan na ang
Commission on
final.
Elections. Yes, ma'am.
Ayon sa COMELEC.
Yes, ma'am. Pero sa record po ng PSA, tama po yung staff nyo, 42,004.
May PSA ba dito?
Your Honor, meron pa.
Kayong mga ahensya ng gobyerno, magkaisa. Ayan na naman tayo.
Just to clarify, Your Honor.
Yes, what's the difference of the 42,011 of the COMELEC and the 42,004 of the PSA and the 42,025 according to Mr. Torres that you said?
45, ma'am, earlier.
Huh?
42,045 earlier.
42,045 last week.
Yes, ma'am.
Ibig sabihin, nag-abolish ng barangays, naging 42,011, nag-converge, nag-cluster?
Yes, ma'am.
Kasi sabi mo, Duterte time, 42,045.
Yes, ma'am.
Ngayon, 42,000, according to COMELEC, 11. So, what's 45 minus 11? 34.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hina. 45 minus 11, 34.
Yes.
So, may 34 barangays na nawala. So, submit to my office the list from COMELEC of the 42,000
11.
No, what is it now?
11, ma'am.
11.
according to COMELEC.
And what are the 34 barangays that were abolished, deleted? If you claim that in the Duterte time, which was your source in the first hearing, there were 42,045, correct?
Yes.
We must know what happened to those barangays. Were they abolished? Were they, what do you call this, pinagsama?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
Several barangays were merged and consolidated.
Merged.
ma'am. Yes.
How do you call it? What is a accurate term? Merged, abolished, clustered, what?
The term that was used, ma'am, was consolidated.
Okay, consolidated. So, is it so this is what you need to give me. As of
Yes.
this time, kanyari ako si Mr. Torres. As of this time, this was my source. Duterte administration, this office. And show me the proof. It was 42,045. However, in the past years and to date, as of this day, according to this government agency, different from my first source of last week's hearing, it is 42,011. Ergo, the 34 barangays that we are looking for were consolidated into this barangay. So 34 ito, consolidated, therefore it became 42,011. Yun ang inaantay kong memo. Hindi naman nakabase ang approval ng buong PCO sa sagot mo na maayos. It's just one paragraph. Really? No, you're smiling, you're laughing, you think I'm really
No.
nitpicking, but it's not. It's like logical. When you see different figures, 42,000, sabi ng mga ito, 42,000, 45, 42,011, nakakalito naman talaga.
Yes, ma'am.
O, parang tinatanong mo, ilang isla ba ang Pilipinas? Pag low tide, high tide, I mean, ganun eh, di ba? Alam mo naman ilan yung anak mo, di ba? So, kailangan alam natin ilan talaga.
Yes.
Kasi anak natin yan eh.
Yes.
Inaalaga ang barangay. So, we will peg it at 42,011.
11, ma'am,
11.
according to the COMELEC.
And the
Yes.
PSA says, do you agree?
That would be we are agreeable with that,
Kasi
Madam
if you
Chair.
disagree, next hearing na naman tayo. Sige.
The 42,004 is the count of barangays as of June 30, 2024. That's the reference period. But that does not include, Madam Chair, those that are pending plebiscites pa. So yung 7 po na na barangay, tatapos lang po ng plebisito po noon. So hindi po siya naka-include doon sa
Tell me how many plebiscites were conducted?
if the 7 po yung yung difference. So we are still confirming that kung
Why
kung
7? Why 7?
that's 42,011 po kasi less po yung yung
So ignore na natin yung
yung
45.
42.
Wag na yon.
Opo.
Okay, proceed.
And we will be confirming the 42,011, Madam Chair. Kapag nag-submit po ng full documentation, then we will update the press release of the number of barangays as of June 30, 2024.
Okay. Pero ngayon, anong accurate na gamitin natin ngayon?
It's gonna be the 42,011 if the
Okay.
plebiscite is already done.
Kailan matatapos yung plebisito?
I think it's already done, Madam
Okay.
Chair.
So we don't say we will use 42,011 when the plebiscite is already done. When you say that the plebiscite has already been done. I mean, ano ba kayo? The way to communicate is we will use 42,011 since the plebiscite has been done, right?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Mr. Okay.
Director
Yes.
Ambatali.
Kasi when you say we will use 42,011, if the plebiscite is done, that's prospective. That's why I asked you, when will the plebiscite be conducted? But you said, tapos na. O di, we are using 42,011 since the plebiscite has been done, right? No.
Madam Chair, we still do not have information if the plebiscite is already done actually.
O kaya nga, di say so. Ang gulo. Sa 1 minuto, 3 sagot mo. So we have no information on the conduct of the plebiscite, we will find out.
Yes.
Therefore, we are not certain of the 42,011. But for the purpose of this hearing, we will utilize that figure. Ganun ang sagot. Communications kayong lahat dito, ganun. Diba?
That's
Statistics
correct.
kayo. That's an exact science, right?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so as of now, it's 42,011, right? Correct? Okay, thank you. Now, what is that? I'm interested because I'm interested in barangays. Yeah, that's the lowest political unit of our country. And we need really to empower barangays and communicate all the programs of government. So what was that, Secretary Chavez, the barangay program that you were initiating?
The PIA initiated that project po in the barangay level. You were asking last time how many barangays actually participated and the impact of these information officers. And in fact, you also asked us, the PIA, whether or not that information is effective and information officers in existence in every barangay. And maybe the PIA Director General may refresh his answers to those questions, Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Sa 42,011 barangays po, sa ilan na nyo napatupad yung barangay information network ninyo? Anong klaseng programa ang inyong sinasagawa sa mga barangay? Meron ba kayong assessment sa epekto o impact sa mga barangay? Dapat pang pondohan yan, bigyan ng tulong, or hindi matagumpay, kalimutan natin? Ano po?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning again. The PIA, in partnership with the DILG, initiated the Barangay Information Officers Network in a memorandum dated August 27, 2020, ma'am. It was successfully implemented in Region 9 and one in Region 6. This initiative
But again, Region 9
and Region 6, ma'am.
and Region 6.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Anong lahat ng barangay sa Region 9 at lahat ng barangay sa Region 6, ewan ko bakit sa amin na 590 barangays walang may alam ni isa. So
Ma'am.
paano magiging matagumpay?
Ma'am, meron po sa Antique, ma'am, na 45 organized barangay information officers sa bayan po ng Hamtik. Yes, ma'am. So we have a total, in Aklan we have 20, in Capiz we have 97, in Guimaras 98, Iloilo 76, Negros 75, sa Victorias po yun, sa Cadiz. Officers po, ma'am. Barangay information officers po yung binabanggit natin na bahagi ng Barangay Information Network po. Sa
Ano ang ginagawa ng barangay information officers?
when
Are they military or police spies? Are
no,
they are they propagandists of government? Are they teachers? Are they mentors? What are they? Are they researchers?
these barangay officers are responsible for disseminating yung information po, especially ng government to the grassroots level kasi barangay level po sila. Usually, karamihan po sa kanila ay barangay secretary po yung mga part ng barangay na na-assign na barangay information.
So, hindi po ito bukod sa barangay leaders or hindi ito po yung barangay captain at officials at iba pang functionaries kung hindi yung barangay secretary ang tinatalaga na barangay information
officers.
officer.
Yes, ma'am. Para po iti-train po sila ng PIA kung paano mag-communicate, pag gumawa ng mga reports, press releases, and all other activities na related doon sa communication para mas mabilis po. For example, yung pagbabakuna, kung magpapatulong ang Department of Health na i-disseminate sa barangay, yung vaccination, sila po yung tinatap natin to help us in disseminating
What
information.
kind of training do you do? Let's say pagbabakuna, sino ang nag-training? PIA or DOH?
DOH po, ma'am. Ang tinitrain po namin yung information officers yung sa information dissemination. For example, ma'am, kung may mga press releases or fora na i-hold, paano mag-host ng fora, to capacitate yung mga barangay information officers po, ma'am.
Anong bayan po sa Aklan?
Sa Aklan po, ma'am, ay Nabas.
Nabas. Pakitawagan si Billy Kim po. Sandali Bye. Anong Judy? Oo. Mayad nga aga, yes, narinig po kayo ng buong Pilipinas, baka naka-Facebook Live po tayo, nasa hearing po tayo ng Presidential Communications Office at ang Philippine Information Agency ay nagsasabi po na meron po silang programa sa Hamtik kung saan po kayong mag-ama ang mayor at vice mayor mula po sa simula na ginawa ng Diyos ang Hamtik. Okay. Okay, mga pasifikador o mga kaibigan natin. Okay. Ilan po ang barangay natin sa Hamtik? 47. Sabi po ni Director General Torres, nakikinig po dito sa inyo, meron daw silang programa na barangay information officers. Meron ba ho tayong ganun? Sa munisipyo. Sino po ang nagtalaga ng information officer po sa munisipyo? Kayo po? Opo. Sabi nila, meron daw silang 45 barangay information officers out of your 47 barangays. Hindi po. Gagawin ko po, kaya kong pondohan yan. Pero ang tanong ko po, nagawa na raw nila mula 2020. Meron ba ho o wala po? Nasabi nila meron daw silang 45 barangay information officers po sa Hamtik. Oo. May alam ba ho kayo? May alam kayo? Kasi gusto ko malaman kung totoong sinasabi nila sa akin. Ayun, sabi ko na nga. Sabi nila, yung mga barangay secretary daw ay ginagawa nilang barangay information officers. Alam ba ho ninyo yun? So yung barangay secretary. Pero, ngayon po na tinanong ko sa inyo, alam po nyo, pero ito ba ho ay alam po ninyo bilang mayor, vice mayor, kayong mag-ama sa nakaraang 4 na taon po? Ang barangay secretary po ang ginawang barangay information officers po. Sino po nagko-coordinate po sa inyo, Manong Julie? Kapitan. Ano po ang nagagawang tulong ng barangay information officers po? Magkano po sa inyong kaalaman, you may not know, but after this call po, pwede kong hingin sa inyo ang impormasyon. Tawagan lang nyo, 1 o 2 barangay secretary. Magkano po ang binigay na pondo ng national government sa Philippine Information Agency? Kung meron man, na sweldo nila. At kung walang sweldo, anong klaseng training? Opo. Walang sweldo. Pero yung municipal information officer po, sino po sa inyo po nag-sweldo? Sa IRA po ninyo. Okay po. Sige po. Kung ako po ay magpopondo, allowance man lang, honorarium ng barangay information officers para po, let's say, yung mga kailangan ng tulong sa trabaho, magtutupad, o yung mga may sakit, kailangan medical assistance, MAIP, o yung mga 4P families na gusto ng Sustainable Livelihood Program, mag-SLP, o yung mga ati at iraynon natin sa bundok, o anong kailangan, di ba po? Yun. O sige, ayan na. O ipulong na nyo ngayon. Ako yon. Popondohan ko ang Barangay Information Officers Network ng 590 barangays ng Antique para i-roll out natin ang lahat ng tulong ng gobyerno mula sa DOLE at makinig kayo mga ahensya ng gobyerno nakikinig sa akin ngayon. DOLE Kabuhayan. Ibig sabihin yan, bigasan, nego-cart, anumang ang tools at equipment para sa kabuhayan. DOLE Tupad Cash for Work ay maaring 10 hanggang 30 araw. DOLE GIP, Government Internship Program sa mga kabataan 30 years old and below or above pero may kwalifikasyon na magre-report sa barangay. DOLE pa lang yan. Pwede ng DSWD Sustainable Livelihood Program para sa 4P families. Pwede ng DSWD AIX Assistance to Individuals in Crisis sa mga nasa krisis at palaging may krisis. At maliban dyan, yung mga gusto mag-TESDA, whether STEP, yung may equipment o yung wala, or yung gusto magpa-scholar tulong-dunong sa CHED sa mga universidad na state universities and colleges at pagpribado, pwede rin naman may MOA yan kasama ng CHED or pwedeng through AIX for scholarship assistance. Marami pang iba. Ganito dapat, PIA kayo magsalita. Dapat sa ulado po ninyo ang programa ng gobyerno. Okay, maliban sa tatlo, DOST CEST, DOST Community Empowerment for Science and Technology for innovation projects like what I did with the University of Antique. May mga research projects sila for MSMEs para sila'y magkaroon ng kabuhayan. Kung ano yung sinauna na alam na skill doon ay buhayin. Kung ano yung yaman ng lupa, gaya sa amin may clay, pwedeng may pottery or brick making para may kabuhayan ang tao. Tama, Manong? At sa bundok, ilan po ang ating bundok na barangay sa Hamtik sa 47? 15. O, ganyan. PIA, tulungan nyo ko immediately this week. Magpadala kayo ng mga tao, i-train nyo, akyatin nyo yung bundok ng 15 po, 15. Ano ang may kailangan na patubig? Ano ang kailangan na kuryente? Ano ma-empower yung 15 barangays ng Hamtik na sabi nyo meron kayong information officers at i-target ninyo ang programa ng gobyerno na ibibigay ko kaagad sa October 15, a-amend ko yung NEP at GAB at doon ko ilalagay ang programa ng gobyerno na binanggit ko or kung di ko na binanggit, labas doon pero kaya ko pa rin ilagay yon para magkatrabaho at magkaroon ng disenteng pamumuhay ang 15 barangays na mga ati o iraynon. Iraynon ba tayo dyan o ati lang po? Ati. Magkaroon tayo ng ati community. Because you claim, PIA, na merong tayong barangay secretaries trained to be barangay information officers. May I ask after this hearing, hindi po kayo, Manong, si PIA po kausap ko, mag-submit ng report from Hamtik. I want to see a sample report, what kind of memos they submit of the barangay information officers. Pero Manong Julie, salamat po sa pagtanggap ng tawag ko ngayon umaga. Kaya nga magaling, pinakamagaling talaga kayong mayor, alam nyo lahat at saka pero kailangan natin ng tulong ibigayan para alam natin kaagad yung mga ibibigay na proyekto. Tama pa ho? Sinong magaling? Yung programa o yung senador nyo? Si Inday Loren. O sige, narinig kayo ng mga tao. Ano po? Ano? Oo. Ay, ayun, narinig nyo. Kung walang Antique, kung walang Inday Loren. O sige, kayong bahala kay Kong AA. Okay po. Okay, sige po. So sang-ayon po kayo, ipamalita nyo sa lahat ng mayor at vice mayor, gagawin ko ehemplo ang Antique sa communication dahil pag hindi na communicate ang pangangailangan, paano matutulungan ng gobyerno? Tama ba ho? Ang galing ni Manong Julie. Okay po. Okay po. Salamat po. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay. Did not know. So you have to, magaling si Cesar. Anong pangalan ng inyong programa? Diba? At saka, ibigay nyo sa akin, patingin ng sample ng report ng mga barangay secretary na train ninyo into Barangay Information Network. And how often is their reportorial? Every day, every week, every month, every quarter, what?
Every month, ma'am.
Every month.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you call the mayor of Nabas Aklan? Tawagin.
They report to the PIA, the Barangay Information Officers.
They report to the PIA. Sino po ang nagkakalap ng report?
In every province po, meron po tayong at least isang tao na from PIA kasi kulang po yung wala
Sino
po
yung PIA ng Antique? Talak. Alamin nyo. Sino yung PIA Antique?
Region 6.
Yeah. Pakialam mo sino yung PIA ng Antique. Si Piting Lay ba? No? PNA yun. Sino yung PIA ng Antique o yung sa region? Then after this hearing, please, before the end of office or so, give me, I just want to see their memos I want to see the Hamtik report para focus. I want to see a sample of a provincial report. And I want to know the reason why you chose Hamtik out of the 18 banwas. Bakit kaya? Diba? Yun.
Madam Chair, let me
Yes,
handle
Secretary.
this. Let me handle this. Let me classify this as a prototype of a project for barangay information officers. Right now in my data, at least 2 personnel from PIA, Chingamor and Esther Dosa. All right. Okay. On this project, Barangay Information Officers Network, let me handle it. My office and the PIA. Let me do the concept of operation. That includes monitoring and evaluation. The course module, so that the deliverables are very clear.
Why? You'll handle it, Secretary, as a new secretary, but I want to know, it's a 4-year program. So I want to see the course module, what kind of training they did to the barangay secretaries. Are you familiar with what you've done? What kind of training?
Yes, ma'am. There were several trainings on, for example, news writing and reporting, how to handle reports from the ground, ma'am. Conducted by our provincial or regional PIA staff. Yes, ma'am. Because sometimes very basic report writing, we use the 5 Ws and 1H. Because,
Yes.
for example, if there are incidents like disasters, they have to write reports very
Yes,
briefly.
okay.
Yes,
So it's
we
really
do
not news writing. It's writing. It's
Yeah,
memos.
right.
Not necessarily
Writing
news.
reports,
Okay.
yes.
So writing. So kindly give me the modules you've had since you came in, no? Wala naman kayo po dyan ng 2022. 2020, 22? Okay. From the time you came in, how many courses have you had? And what kind of reports? I just want to have an idea, right? And you said that you only rolled it out in Hamtik in the whole of Antique and only Nabas in the whole of Aklan, right? So hindi naman lahat.
Hindi kaya, ma'am, kasi wala tayong tao. So
Wala kayong tao.
we
Walang tao
don't have enough
to train.
PIA personnel, ma'am. For example, in one province, for instance, in Zamboanga del Norte, we only have 1 PIA personnel.
Why will you call it a nationwide barangay information
Because
network if you don't have the people
this is
to do
a
it?
plan, ma'am. The expansion of the
Plano pa lang ito.
the Barangay Information Officers Network is a plan because we have existing areas already that are successful. For example, in Region 9 and
Give
Region
me
6.
one successful barangay.
We will submit to
No,
you
now. If it's successful, you would remember it.
what barangay was that? There are several barangays, ma'am. For example, in Pagadian City, all the barangays in Pagadian City are members of Barangay Information Network. Yes, ma'am. Because they were able to update us on the status of their barangays, and we were able also to conduct information drives in several barangays.
So may I have a report from you? Of course, you can always sugarcoat your report, but I want to see a copy of a report from one LGU. And as I promised, if I like a program, we can roll it out in other areas. I may not fund the whole country, but I'll select. Definitely, I will have a program in Antique. But you have to show me the module. I may have the funds, but you don't have module. And what will you do? How to communicate in simple language? What questions to ask? Maybe PSA can help you. They are research-based. Because everything, the decisions we make as leaders of our country, appointed or elected, should be science-based, right? It should be accurate, science-based, and accurate. So, patingin ng report, patingin ng sample module nyo, maliban sa news writing, ano pa? Dapat alam din nila ang mga programa ng gobyerno para pagpunta nila dun, ito, ganito yun. Tapos, hindi naman lahat may internet, ay meron tayong simpleng brochures sa simpleng maiintindihan in their language. Not in English, not in Filipino, maybe in Kanaraya, if it's Hamtik, we don't know, right? Could even be comics, something understandable, right? Okay, proceed, please.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me proceed. Aside from the barangay information officers,
Before we leave that, how much is your funding for that for one province? Or let's say one town na lang, one town or one barangay.
We have no funds. We only provide for that project. We only provide free training and workshops.
What do you mean no funds? You used funds. You
yes.
used funds from your NEP or your
Yes, ma'am.
organic budget. So my question is, how much does it cost per barangay or per LGU? What do you mean you didn't have funds? You just did it using your organic funds. So
yes, ma'am. We just do
it was an idea and you did it without any
additional
amendment.
funding.
But how much more or less did it cost?
We only provide the per diem of the personnel that go to the barangays, ma'am.
Since you say that you utilize the barangay secretary, should it be the barangay secretary or it could be any barangay official?
Usually it's the barangay secretary, but sometimes the barangay chair would appoint somebody.
Okay. So barangay secretary and or the choice of the kapitan.
Yes.
And we need the module, the cost, the frequency, and an assessment since you started it. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We will provide you all.
Okay, thank you.
May we just offer
Yes,
an information, ma'am?
Yes, Yusek Tala.
The upcoming Barangay Information Officers Network gathering for Regions 9 to 13 is going to be conducted in partnership as a partnership between PCO and PIA. For this po, we allocated 7.4 million to cover the 5 regions with a total count, well, with for example, ma'am, for Region 9, 681 barangays with total participants of 1,000, with corresponding amount of 2.069 million. We'll submit, ma'am, to the committee this information for your reference po. Thank you.
Submission, which we just received today, is for next year, a total of 7.4 million, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that what Yusek Tala is talking about?
This is for October, for this month, ma'am, and until November. They will be conducting 5 regional.
Using your funds that you already have?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Apo.
It says August to December 2024. Why did you select only these regions?
Ma'am, we wanted to pilot it in Mindanao, especially because of the need to reach out more people in the barangay in the hinterlands to bring the projects of the for this coming month, ma'am.
nakikinig po ang mga ahensya ng gobyerno dahil dinidiscuss po namin ang Barangay Information Network na programa po ng Philippine Information Agency at sabi nila isa sa mga banwa na kanilang inimplement ay Nabas Aklan maliban sa Hamtik Antique. I just wanted to know, as mayor, were you familiar with this program called the Barangay Information Officers Network?
Opo, familiar po.
Okay. Can you explain to me po? Nakikinig po si Director General Torres ng Philippine Information Agency at si Secretary Cesar Chavez po ng PCO.
Po yun. Kung meron po akong information officer, then lahat po ng 20 barangays namin dito sa Nabas, organized po yun na meron po tayong mga officers dito po. Barangay, dito po sa bayan ng Napa, which is composed of 20 barangays na po. Very active po yung ating mga barangay officials po diyan.
Mhm.
Hello po.
Sino po sa barangay ang designated na information officer?
Po, dito po sa, lahat po ng barangay, punong barangay po. Dito po sa amin, sa LGU po, yung aming NDSINO po.
Hindi po yung barangay secretary. I see.
Po. Barangay, punong barangay po.
Nagpunta ba ho dyan ng Philippine Information Agency para po mag-training sa mga Barangay Information Network?
Hindi po ako masyadong no? Pero alam ko po, nag-meeting sila na kinlaster nila po eh.
Sabi po ng PIA, sila po ay nag-seminar po dyan. Director Torres, nag-seminar kayo dyan?
Po yun. Ginanap po yun doon sa Barangay Hibon po.
Sige, could you kindly give me a report? Brief lang po para maintindihan ko, and if you want us to continue, I can help fund it for next year's budget for the Barangay Information Network, not just for Nabas but the whole of Aklan. If you, kung nakakatulong po, kung nakakatulong.
Tulong po. Po, kailangan talaga dahil mabilis po mga pinadi-disseminate natin, lahat po ng program.
Pag matrain sa impormasyon, opo.
Po, kaya mabilis po, active po. Yung 20 barangays, tama po. Yung 20 barangays po, doon po hineld sa Barangay Hibon po.
Sige po. Thank you, Mayor. Salamat po.
Sige po, you're welcome.
Durugid na salamat. Parang siguro they're not just parang second thought sila, iniisip na nagkaroon ba sa dami-dami ng seminar doon. Dapat siguro mas maigting yung branding mas maliwanag at saka sino ba, yung kapitan ba, yung secretary ba, kung sino. Tas maganda yung module maliban sa tinuturuan natin sila mag-communicate sa written and spoken word but also knowing the programs of government. So when they go, pinapaliwanag din yun. Okay. And then kindly give us the cost per barangay or per LGU. But it should be per barangay because we don't know one LGU kung maliit o malaki, di ba? But if you don't have people to do the training, how's that?
We have regional, for example, in one municipality, we send our people from the region. So, and in the PIA, we have an average of 15 people per region. So, for example, if we hold one in Aklan, then we send people from the regional office or from nearby.
And you can also tap experts from the place.
Yes, ma'am.
Ang dami naman magagaling.
We actually partner
nandun.
with the local.
You partner with the LGUs,
Yes,
either
ma'am.
municipality or province,
Yes.
right? Okay. Sige. Send me a proposal of the cost. Then I want to do it. Let's say in Luzon, I can do Batangas. Yan, Talas from Batangas. And then we can do, for the Visayas, I can do Antique. Isama natin Aklan. Yun. Then Mindanao, you already have Mindanao, right? Let's do some area that's not the usual. Isip tayo. I'd like to fund, yeah. And maybe in the Cordillera, let's do Ifugao. Let's do Ifugao. Anyway, we think, but just give me the proposal. Thank you. Okay, please proceed.
All right, to proceed, Madam Chair, there's the following slide. These are some of the major implemented POPs accomplished by PCO as of September 30, 2024. Slide 26. To proceed, the media operations cluster have continued carrying out their core functions through these POPs, such as press briefings, media coverage, including the conduct of recently held National Information Summit, among others. To proceed, this list shows some of the POPs that were accomplished earlier on. We submitted to your office the individual project profile accomplishments, monitoring reports, including the budget and some recommendations. This is in compliance with your guidance in the last meeting. The team is ready to present to you individually those projects. To proceed, these are the major ongoing POPs, projects, activities, and programs of the PCO as of September 2024, as spearheaded and organized by the Media Operations Cluster, including our provision of communication support for the conduct of Asia Pacific Minister Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction.
I know what you're doing for the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on DRR. When is that? This October already, right? What is the role of the PCO, please? Who's in charge? Who's the focal? Pero zero. Anong ibig sabihin ng zero? No amounts?
No amount, participating only.
Oh, okay. Who's the focal here? But no
Good
amount. So
morning,
you're using your
Madam Chair.
organic budget, right?
Good morning, Madam Chair. The
morning.
focal person for this is a director from my office, ma'am. So the funding is carried by DENR, madam. We are co-chair for the communications.
Can you brief me about the Asia Pacific DRR conference?
Ma'am, this is the first of its kind being held here in the Philippines. It is a ministerial level conference where we have sent invitations to all of the countries in Asia. And as of now, so there are already the target number of attendees for this is 300 to 400. But after the DENR, we are very proud to say that after the DENR sought the assistance of the PCO for promotions, they have now over 1,000 registrations. So this will be held in PICC. In fact, the run-through for this will be tomorrow. So the objectives are to review the progress and on implementing the Sendai framework, which essentially, ma'am, is to strengthen networks and partnerships between the
Can you
countries.
please tell me the difference between the Yogo Framework for Action and the Sendai Framework?
Ma'am, I would have to look into the
Yes, because
comparison.
you're doing the communications, right? And you
Yes,
mentioned the Sendai Framework.
Yes,
Yes, that was 2015 in Sendai,
ma'am.
and I was there. I led the delegation. So
I see.
may I know, please, from the PCO, what is a Sendai Framework for Action, since you're co-chairing the DRR conference? Just brief me because I may have forgotten from 2015. May I know i-flash lang nyo or just say it. What is a Sendai Framework for Action? And how was it transitioned from the Yogo Framework for Action? And if the Sendai Framework for Action is the peg of the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference, please explain. Thank you.
Madam Chair, we are calling into the room now the director who is the lead for this, so she can answer specifically. What I have here, ma'am, are pointers for the Sendai framework, which focuses on. So I have here 4 points. Firstly, understanding disaster risk. Secondly, strengthening disaster risk governance to manage disaster risk. Thirdly, investing in reduction for resilience. And lastly, enhancing disaster preparedness for effective responses.
how will you be able, do you have a communications plan for the Asia Pacific Conference on DRR?
Yes, ma'am. It's already ongoing. So
Can we
the
have a copy of
role-
the communications
course,
plan? But you have a zero budget. You're just using your organic budget. Yes. We please give us the communications plan for the DRR conference. That's on October 16,
Correct, ma'am.
right? It's 2 weeks from now.
Yes, ma'am.
So there should be a pre-conference, pre-ministerial conference, press conference, right? And communications on iMedia and on social media, and the conference itself, and a post-conference communications plan. May I see that? Are you ready with it? If you're not ready with the plan, can you kindly submit before the end of office hours whatever you have? Yes, I want to see.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes.
We have the reports, but we will put together everything that you have asked for, ma'am, and submit that before 5 p.m. today.
A way to deal with natural hazards and for disaster risk reduction. But all of that should be communicated, understood in the local language and or dialect in the different regions, provinces, barangays of our country. Yeah. So I need to see, please, your communications plan. I want to see how the PCO prepares for a major conference, in the country.
Yes, Madam Chair, we will submit the communications plan before 5 p.m. today.
Do you have it ready? You can flash it here, or hindi pa kayo handa?
Madam Chair, may I please give the floor to Director Faith Degia, who
Yes.
is in charge.
Okay.
Is the PCO focal point person.
Morning, Madam Chair. So for the media plan, actually, we're co-chairs with DNR.
It's the focal in DNR.
That would be ASEC Rochelle Gamboa po, and USEC Malu Ernie. So we're actually just guiding them basically because what they need is they need help to get extra media mileage because this topic basically is parang intimidating kasi siya for the regular audience. So what we're trying to help them with is to ensure that it reaches the relevant stakeholders.
Okay, para maintindihan everybody here in the room, including those my staff, basahin nyo ang Yogo Framework for Action. Basahin nyo ang Sendai Framework for Action. Hindi dapat na meron halal na tao o appointed sa gobyerno na hindi alam ang Yogo at ang Sendai. Alam ng DFA yan, di ba? O baka si Yusek, Jess, kaya mong paliwanag. Were you with me in 2015?
Yes, ma'am.
You were with us, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
I co-headed the
Yes,
delegation.
ma'am.
Yeah, just okay. Educate all of my staff and all of those new in government. The Sendai Framework for Action. Basic lang.
Well,
Yusek, Jess Domingos
okay,
recognized. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. So basically, Sendai focuses more on the prevention of natural hazards through implementation of plans, programs, whereas the Hyogo framework focus on the understanding of the risks and responses entailed in natural disasters.
So the difference would be, Yogo was 2005 to 15,
Yes,
right? We transitioned from Yogo to Sendai 2015 to
On-
30? To 30?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I believe.
Not 25. Yes. So in Yogo, they aspired to reduce disaster losses by reducing the risk. Everybody, you check if I'm correct, as a global champion of DRR, baka nakalimutan ko na, to reduce the risk. Pero dapat, hindi lang reduce, di ba? We should prevent it. Kung naka-preposition, dapat i-prevent, di ba? Prevent. And then Yogo was also improving resilience. Remember, this was 205. At that time, puro response-oriented. No. But how can you improve resilience if you do not even know where it strikes, how it strikes? You do not know the vulnerabilities, the hazards, and the risks. So it should be science-based, knowing the hazards, iba yun, multi-hazards, iba yung risks and vulnerabilities, then you can improve your resilience. Tama ba, Gary? Yes ko lang, yes eh. But so ito, importante magkaroon ng DRRCCAM program ang PCO as a spin-off of this Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference. So, after this conference, gather whatever experts, assuming I have something new to say in my speech, okay, but gather it and simplify it so that this can be communicated in the barangays. Yes, yes. Okay, Director Faith.
We're actually working with DNR po with regards to simplifying the technicalities that's involved in this conference. So what we're going to be helping them with basically is to release, to help them with media mileage. So we're going to assist them also with social media plans. So we're going to be covering each events. We're going to provide coverage via photo releases, PRs, captioning, and also live streaming of the event. So basically, technical work po yung ipoprovide namin tulong sa kanila.
So DNR takes care of
That's the substantives.
the substantives. But it doesn't mean just because you're media, you just do, okay, we do Facebook Live, we do live streaming, okay, we post the PR, that's it. No, you should understand what you're covering and posting, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, so I'll have a separate meeting with the media team with Tala and Cesar for this before the event. And I want to see first, maybe we don't discuss it now. Give me your media plan. If you don't mind, I'm going to help you tweak it. See,
sure.
and then you understand it with the USEC Te or USEC Leones. Yes, have a briefing. Just read on DRR so that you know what you're communicating, right? And then, okay, live stream. I mean, that's very usual. Okay, draft a PR. Okay, blast it. Star, Inquirer, Tri-Media. How else? How else will you ensure that the conference is effective by communicating the importance of preparedness to reduce disaster risk to improve an LGU's or a community's resilience to natural hazards?
Looking into getting parang champions po from each LGUs to talk about their best practices, what they did during specific disasters, natural disasters. So parang ano po, mga stories nila on how they went about it para mas relatable po siya actually sa masa. Yes po.
It's very broad. Maybe you should improve on this. Anyway,
The
sige.
detailed calendar,
Just-
Chair, we can
Just kindly
provide po.
give me the media plan after the session, after hearing.
Copy.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Are you new in government? You've been here.
I'm new po, particularly.
New? How new?
Just joined in this administration po.
And before that, were you in media?
I was in corporate po.
Okay. Sige, thank you.
Thank you
Let's
so
proceed.
much.
So, I need to see the media plan for the DRR conference. Pandi naman sayang, Asia Pacific yan. Oo. At sana yung maintindihan doon, yung matutunan doon, magamit din natin sa mga LGUs. Diba? So it doesn't stay in the minds of the speakers and the experts and hanggang sa atin. Sige. Okay, proceed. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Director Faith. To proceed, these are also some of our ongoing projects. Usapang Agrikultura, Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas, the PCO Media Orientation.
Usapang Agrikultura.
All right, that's my project.
What is that?
All right, Usapang Agrikultura, we utilized on-air online in sustainable speed and sustainable focus so that 5 to 6 in the morning in all radio stations of Radyo Pilipinas, about 28 of them will feature issues, content on agriculture. So that it's not only about bigas pala, it's something to do with livestock, entrepreneurship. That's every day po, 5 to 6 in the
5
morning. Opo,
Ah.
every day po.
Is
ito.
Radyo Pilipinas Radyo ng Bayan?
Formerly Radyo ng Bayan, it
Okay.
is now Radyo
pare-
Pilipinas
Okay,
po.
pangalan lang yun. So, there are 28 radio stations.
Opo, opo.
Okay.
Opo.
Please give us the focal. Make sure we send our daily or
Yes.
sorry, every day I churn out press releases. Make sure it's carried,
Yes po.
and some are agriculture. It's carried by Radyo ng Bayan. Ha? It's now called Radyo Pilipinas. So, the 5 to 6 a.m. airtime ay para sa magsasaka.
Opo. And this is multimedia. We're only utilizing radio shows. Well,
Oh, dapat nakikinig. Oo. Kunin yung contacts ng 28 Radyo ng Bayan, GM, so kung sinong in charge, focal, right? Okay. Kasi yung usapang agrikultura, sino ang nag-host niyan?
all stations ho.
Lahat ng stasyon, may
Opo.
kanya-kanya ng alas 5 na
From
umaga.
Batanes to Tawi-Tawi ho.
Okay.
And I receive reports every day who are featured guests and the topics from all these 28 stations po.
At yan ay simulcast o iba-iba?
Individual. Ilocano, Bicolano,
Okay.
Bicolano,
At
Ilonggo.
Usaping agrikultura sa 28 na stasyon, depende syempre sa sitwasyon doon at sa needs nila.
Exactly.
That's a good project.
It's a, they speak Ilonggo in Ilonggo, Cebuano
Sure.
in Cebuano.
Sure.
So it's 28 ma'am. It's every day, 5 to 6. 5 to 6 because
Asan ang Radyo Pilipinas sa Panay? Iloilo?
okay, I can meron tayo. RP1. I have the list of all radio stations so I can provide you.
Yes. Saan ang sa Region 6?
Region 6, let me see.
As micromanaged as this, kausap ko ang 5 barangay captain sa Pandan, sa aking banwa. Kulang lang sila ng rice thresher. Hiningi ko kay Sec Laurel, oo daw magpapadala. So, imagine kung hindi pa nagpunta rito at pinapunta ko yung mga kapitan, hindi ko pa malalaman. Hindi alam ng MAU, Municipal Agriculture Officer. Lalong hindi alam ng province, hindi ko alam anong ginagawa ng mga provincial agricultures, hindi alam. Nagpunta pa sa Senado dahil inimbita ko, panaginip lang na nila magkaroon ng rice thresher. Di ba nakakadurog ng puso? Tinanong ko magkano, 35,000. Tapos kailangan ng makina, 15,000. Bibiling ko na sana sa Kalibo dahil wala naman sa hometown ko sa Aklan, pero sa Antique, sa Pandan. Pero sabi ni Sec Laurel, kaya niya magpadala. So, 1 minute, suspension, just have to take a call. Pag-isipan niyo po at natutuwa information network, kailangan mga batikan dito. Yung mga module sa barangay kung paano ititrain ang mga barangay secretary sa news reporting, basic lang, gumawa ng memo. Nahulog yung puno kasi mahangin. Walang tubig, tigang ang lupa. Ay, may bagyo. Nagkaroon, paano ang mga, o kaya may sighting ng ganito. Basta, gets mo kung paano i-communicate. Tapos, yung action, hindi pwede i-communicate tapos titingin sa langit. Paano i-connect ang national government programs, right? That's a challenge. Pero, ayun, pag alam ko yung impormasyon, alam ko na kagad, give me a problem. Yan. Sige. So, gusto ko mangyari sa inyo, give me a problem of the barangay and how do you solve it? Ikaw na muna. Sige. Commercial break to Director General Torres, give me a problem. Anything na maisip mo, i-test mo ako. I'll try to solve it.
Ma'am, walang tubig sa irigasyon
Anong irigasyon?
para sa palayan.
Palayan.
Wala po sila irigasyon kasi lalo na pag El Nino,
Okay.
natutuyo yung palayan, kailangan nila ng patubig.
Okay. Anong ensya ng gobyerno? Small Water Impounding Project sa
Yes.
DA. Kung may pangalan, sinong head ng Small Water Impounding Project? Diba? Kung hindi man sa Small Water Impounding Project, ano nang tawag dyan sa DA? Yung pa ba ang tawag? So you validate it for me. It should be that or hindi naman NIA yan. Hindi naman National Irrigation Administration. Big projects ang NIA, di ba? Or meron lang mga, hindi naman hand pump yan eh. Hindi naman hand pump. This is irrigation of palayan. So you answer your own question. After this hearing, give me. Ang sagot ko, sa SWIP. Dati, sa SWIP. Sino ang head ngayon ng SWIP? At yun ba ang sakop nila? Kung maliliit na palayan na 1 hektarya, kalating hektarya, less than 5 hectares, at tigang ang lupa, paano ba? Di ba? Yun. Ang aking intindi, dapat DA. Pero ang DA, hindi naman napopondohan lahat. Paano ba? So yan ang isa sa mga impormasyon sa mga palayan na barangay na meron tayong Barangay Information Network. Yan din ang sinasakop. Gusto ko malaman ng sagot. Sa 5 a.m. bukas, talakayin nyo. Care of Successor. Yung sagot mo at yung sagot niya, ipapagsama ko. Oo. So pag hindi ngayon syempre tigang ang lupa, pero moving forward, Pebrero, Marso, Abril, titigang ang lupa. Paano? Paghandaan natin yan. Diba? Tapos, kunin nyo kay Mayra, tawagan lahat ng 18 na MAU ng Antique, ano ang solusyon sa tigang ang lupa na walang patubig at ilang ektarya kada banwa at sinong ahensya. DA yan, alam ng DA. Pero ang kukumpletuhin na memo sa akin ni Director General Torres would be DA. Anong programa ng DA? Sino yung head ngayon ng SWIP? Hindi ko alam yung bagong head ng after 2022. At ano yung programa nila? At ano yung budget nila? Sa budget ba nila sa NEP at sa GAB, wala pa yung GAB, sa NEP, sapat na ba yan? Diba? So yun ang delikado. Pag sumagot ka, dadami ang tanong. Pero tama naman yung tanong mo. Right? Successor, ask me a question. Quiz tayo palaging ganyan, ha?
Solid waste.
Ay,
Barangay.
nako. Para ka nagtanong sa we put fish in water. Republic Act 9003, the institutionalization of the segregation of waste at source and recycling. Who authored the law? What year? January 2001.
2001.
Okay. Ecological Solid Waste Management Law. Paghihiwalay ng basura sa nabubulok at hindi nabubulok. Bakit mahalaga? Kasi kung isang tumpok, lahat yan lalagay sa landfill. Pero kung nakahiwalay ang basura, sa bahay pa lang, maski ba informal settler ka, yung pagkain. Okay, babalatan ko to, kakainin ko yung saging, yung balat saan mapupunta? Hindi dapat isama yung balat sa isang plastic waste o latak. Dapat to, pag kinakain, yung balat mamaya sa food waste. At meron tayong bin na pang food waste. Sabi nyo, kasi may bin kayo. Paano yung mahihirap? Hindi. Hiwalay. Magbungkal ng lupa, ilagay doon ang mga food waste. Tapos tabunan nyo ng konting soil para hindi naman bangawin. That's food waste. Next, bote, lata, plastic. Yan ay maaring resikulo. Meron dyan mga junk na rinresikulo nila yan, may pera sa basura. Kung hindi food waste, kung hindi bote, lata, plastic, maaring infectious waste. Yan, iba yan. Ang infectious waste, binubukod yan. Tapos yung hindi pa sakop niyan, residual. Yun na lang. Tagalog, latak. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Yun ang mga kukolektahin, lalagay sa environmentally engineered sanitary landfill. Anong kaibahan? Pag walang ESWM RA 9003, sama-sama ang basura, lahat sa landfill. Pero pag may striktong pag-segregate ng waste at source, recycle, compost, hanggang 80% may diversion. Ano ibig sabihin diversion? Ay naging food waste, organic or fertilizer, or na-recycle. 20% lang ang kukolektahin mapunta sa landfill. Ang laking diferensya. Hindi nagabundok ng basura parang Smoky Mountain nun or Payatas kung may disiplina lang ang Pilipino sa paghiwalay ng basura. Do I make sense? Did I make sense in 1998 when I first wrote the law? Right? Yusek, Ridao, how do you communicate that to the Filipino people? First, are you convinced? Or dapat magkasama ang basura at hindi sinusunod yung batas?
Ma'am, actually, the PCO launched through the direction of Successor something very similar, which was Kalinisan sa Bagong Pilipinas, and recycling was part of that din po, informing at the barangay level the ways in which we could all participate in the cleanup through recycling.
It's not just recycling. Recycling is just one. It should be segregation at source. Because how can you recycle if you don't segregate? So segregation at source, recycling, and composting. Bakit tayo bibili ng imported fertilizer kung kaya natin gumawa sa ating bahay-bahay? Maski sa paso, maski walang lugar, ilagay mo lang sa paso at may konting soil, di ba? Ganun. So, parte yan ng usapang agrikultura. Parte yan ng barangay information, ha? Director Torres, isama nyo sa module ang paliwanag sa ating mga batas sa kada barangay, sa kabundukan o sa karagatan. Bakit punong-puno ng plastic waste? Paano? Tinatapon doon. Bakit nagbabaha ang Metro Manila? Maliban sa dumadaming populasyon, dahil ang mga daluyan ng tubig, ang mga drainage ay puno ng single-use plastic, bumili ng ganito, tinapon, dyan na lang, or may basuran siya, natapon. See? So, communication so important. May patas palang ganyan. People know already. Matitigas ang ulo. So, iba pa yun, pagpatino ng matigas ng ulo, iba pa yung pag-communicate dahil ignorante, dahil hindi alam nandyan yung batas. Kaya, communication is half the battle won. Right? Okay, please do that as a template. I mean, part of your module. Dapat nandyan ang pagpatupad ng paghihiwalay ng basura sa nabubulok at hindi nabubulok. That's basic and simple. Celi Bueno, what have you learned from me in the decades you've known me? Broad, Detalya, paano mo ipapaliwanag sa barangay na pinupuntahan ng PIA sa kanilang barangay? Kung ikaw mag-lecture sa Barangay Information Network ng mga anuman alituntunin na dapat malaman na makakatulong sa tao.
Ma'am, yung water impounding, kasi may iwasan yung, di ba, kapag nagpanahon ng El Nino, salat sa supply ng tubig. Pero yung ginagawa ninyo, di ba, doon sa inyong restaurant sa Tagaytay, kapag panahon ng tag-ulan, naiipon yung water. So panahon naman ng tag-araw, magagamit yung naiipon na tubig.
I-research nga nyo, hindi ko alam kung sino nag-author. Bago pa ako maging senador, meron ng Rainwater Collector or Collection Act, 1989. Nasa college pa ako noon. So, sino yung enlightened senator na gumawa noon? Na dapat ang DPWH, bawat barangay, may collector. Na ginagawa ko sa bahay ko, sa farm ko, yung makaya kong influence. Simple, alulod ng tubig. Sa bahay. Tapos nahuhulog. Underwater cistern above ground. You're able to use the collected water. Right? Nakapasa si Celi Bueno. Ha? Dito ka lang. Makinig ka lang. It's communications to eh. Dapat nandito kayo. Oo. Sige. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So, where are we? Usapang agrikultura. That's very good.
We're utilizing radio stations to produce digital content. Which means they are required not only to produce every day, Mondays through Fridays, Usapang Agrikultura with guests from different government agencies under the Department of Agriculture, and we also feature, ma'am, success stories in agriculture. And
meron kang YouTube version yan?
Meron ho.
Meron?
Makikita po yan. Makikita po siya sa Facebook, makikita sa YouTube. Yes po. So actually, ma'am, ang atake po niyan is digital social media. Ginamit lang po yung radio station to make it a credible.
Yan siya.
Nakalive po siya.
Nakaradyo ka sa 28 radio stations all over the country, pero kita ka rin naka-Facebook live.
Tulad po nito.
Okay. Saan yung Region 6?
Iloilo po.
Iloilo?
Opo.
Okay.
Ang guest po dyan is from through via Zoom. Either from Antique
So
or
magigising
from
lang ako ng alas 4?
Alas 5, ma'am.
Alas 5?
Ma'am, si former Senator San Escudero, every day.
He died already.
Opo. Nung
Ang matagal na
No, it's not hindi ho ganyan. But was my inspiration, ma'am, para sa ganyan. Because si Secretary Escudero po, 3 to 4 a.m. Talagang nagbabasa siya ng mga sulat. Opo. Agrikultura po. Opo. Sige po. In fact, ma'am, if I may, marami hong nagagawa ang PCO in the last 2 years ho. at marami ring ginawa ang nakaraan na ginagamit din namin ngayon. In fact po, I mean, we can discuss no, the proposed budgets. Where are we on slide 34? No, we can proceed on 30 muna tayo. Pumunta tayo ng 30, no? We can discuss those, ma'am. The reason why I directed my staff to do a hyperlink para anytime, kung gusto natin, we can discuss that. We provided you hard copy po. We had series of meetings after meeting with you last week. We had series of meetings per agency, per project, per program, per activity, precisely to give you a more detailed presentation. But in the interest of time, yan po yan, no? Then we can proceed to slide number 32. Another POPs, which means project activities and programs, components of freedom of information. We have detailed information, project profile, the description, activities, funding, activities, monitoring and evaluations per project. We have submitted that to you. We can proceed to slide 33. Slide 33 is basically informing your committee that our programs are in line with Philippine Development Plan, the 2023 to 2028, and further detail into 8-point development agenda. Now, I'll proceed to, for fiscal year 2025, the total proposed budget is 713. That's the PCO proper. No? This is PCO proper. Hindi kasama yung PIA. Opo. Okay po. On item number, I go to the slide number 35. This represents about 44% increase from fiscal year 2024 National Expenditure Program budget level of 495. However, it is 70% lower than the original fiscal year 2025 proposal submitted to DBM amounting to 2.4 billion, which means we submitted to DBM 2.4 billion. Ang ibinigay lang po sa amin is 713. Ang dulo ng presentation namin, again, let me emphasize po. We submitted to DBM about 2.4 billion for the PCO proper for 2025. Ang binigay lang po is 713. Sa dulo ng presentations, we will be appealing sa dulo as I said po, 2.4 billion ang nirequest po namin for 2025. Ang binigay po sa amin ni Secmena is opo. All right. Number one, PCO is the focal person on communications for the hosting of ASEAN Summit 2026. I participated on ASEAN when I was with youth and DOTR po. For 2026, there's estimated of 390 meetings from technical to technical working group to senior officials meeting to ministerial meetings to head of states.
Give me your communications plan for ASEAN for 2025.
Apo.
Do you already have?
We have yet.
No, that's why it was not funded by DBM, because you don't have the communications plan for ASEAN.
The basis po of our proposed budget for 2025 is almost similar to the 2017.
Just give it to me, please.
Apo, we will.
What was the deleted amount of DBM?
We're ready po, and we're ready po with that.
I want to see. First, I want to see the communications plan next 2 weeks of the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on DRR. Second, I want to see the module of the Barangay Information Network. And third, I want to see the ASEAN communications plan on the run-up to the 2026 ASEAN hosting. Proceed, please.
We'll comply po. If I may proceed on budget dimensions, slide 36, as to the various budget dimensions of the said proposed amount, the succeeding slide will show the breakdown of this proposed budget allocation. More than half, or around 67%. Of this amount will go to maintenance and other operating expenses, while personal services PS component will have a share of 31%. Only
I want to know what the PCO is doing. Where do I go? Do you have, what is your, what platform do you use?
All right. There is a PCO Facebook.
Okay.
Um,
What's your following?
ilan na ba tayo ngayon? 3?
Ma'am, recently we hit 3 million followers on Facebook.
I'll visit your Facebook page.
It's an active and engaging because our job, number one, is on presidential decisions. Every day, number one is on presidential decisions.
So
Sec-
it only covers the president or any program of government.
including other government agencies.
Only in the executive, not the Senate, not Congress.
No, ma.
No, but only when they're signing, then you include us.
Opo.
So
Or
even if I send you my press releases, you will not carry it because you're only carrying presidential events.
it doesn't follow po. Because you are covered by the state media. We have reporters here. PNA Channel 4. There's let me explain the integrated news. The PCO with PIA, PNA, the Radyo Pilipinas, and the IBC 13 and PTB4 is one. Agency. We're one hub. If you do a speech, if you do a press statement, you go somewhere in Bicol or in Ilocos, you are covered by PIA, you are covered by PNA, you are covered more logically by Channel 4. That is transmitted to us. That is transmitted to us. That is transmitted to us in the hub, in the Unicom. In the same is utilized. That content is used by the state media po. All right. So this is the proposed budget po in the NEP. Only 2% for capital outlay. To proceed, this slide will show items that will be funded by the proposed budget for PS amounting to 220 million. PS requirement for 198 field positions, provision of loyalty award for personnel, step increment due to meritorious performance, and night shift differential pay of entitled personnel. To proceed, our proposed budget for MOE in the amount of 478 million will be used for recurring expenses, travels, provision of additional MOE requirements for newly created offices, logistics, communications, media production services, among others, and provision for ICT requirements, but updated by ISP. To proceed, the continuing cost for internet, satellite, subscription expenses, repairs and maintenance of ICT, purchase of semi-expandable ICT equipment, and other expenses related to ICT trainings. On the capital outlay, our proposed budget for capital outlay for fiscal year 2025 is only 14 million. Will be allotted for procurement of additional ICT equipment. Next, 97% of the total amount reflected in PCO proper, kami lang po ito, for proposed 2025 budget under the NEP pertains to the agency-specific appropriations directly intended for our operational expenses and implementation of core programs and projects. A very, very minimal portion of total proposed budget, 3%, will be part of the automatic appropriations corresponding to government share of retired and life insurance premiums being remitted to GSIS. Next, here are the major programs activities to be funded by our proposed budget for 2025. These are reflective of what we did for 2024. The increase in the amount of 2025 proposed allocation for gas could be mainly attributed to PS requirements for additional plantilla positions created and or recently filled positions in our support divisions and offices. To proceed, the next two slides indicate some of our major POPs for 2025 that will be funded by the proposed budget. So halimbawa po, the Food Security Cluster Communication Workshop, the National Security Communication Workshop, Economic Cluster Community Workshop. Ma'am, if I may explain, no? I'll pick on item number 1, slide 45. No? I'll pick on slide 45 po. On Food Security Cluster Workshop, in 3 days, we invited the heads of communications of food security, DTI, Department of Agriculture, in attached agencies, all coms, about 40 of them, to do a workshop with reporters of traditional media and non-traditional media covering the food security and experts. We went to, say, Nueva Ecija, just to do a an understanding of policies, programs, and projects, and the terms, operational definitions, and at the same time deep dive on food security policies and projects and programs of the government. Dito ho, pinagsama-sama ho namin yung mga reporter na nagko-cover ng iba't ibang government agencies under the food security cluster at yung mga reporter who are covering these agencies. So pinagsama ho namin yan ng tatlong para magkaunawaan ano ba itong isinusulat namin, ano ba ang inilalako naming impormasyon sa inyo. Pag sinabi naming policy, pag sinabi naming programa at proyekto, anong ibig sabihin sa dako paroon? Then halimbawa ho, let me cite to you another cluster po. National Security Cluster Communication Workshop. We invited the heads of the comms of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army, and the DND spokesperson.
This perspective, this is for
We've done that.
You've done it already in the past years or just for 2025?
Ngayon lang po, 2024.
And this was the tier 2 that was not funded? No.
Nasa tier 1 po siya.
Okay, so you're going to do it.
Opo.
Food security,
Food security the same.
nandiyan ang agri, pasok dyan.
Opo.
Saan pasok ang climate?
Climate change, ma'am, is
NDRR.
climate change, ma'am. Sinama ho namin, well, where the DRR thing, the INVI and the EDRR thing is yet to be organized po. So,
Kasi teka, foods, balik doon, balik. Balik sa pahina. No. I just want to see the list again, please. Yeah, okay.
slide 45.
Food security, okay, nandiyan ang agri, nandiyan ang tubig, no? National security, law and order, including external threats, internal and external. Okay? National security would be both military and police, right?
Including the Department of Foreign Affairs. We invited the DFA, the
Okay.
DI, the
So
Department
national
of Justice.
security.
Opo.
Okay. And then economic development, very broad, but that would be investments. It could be micro enterprises, MSMEs. They should know all the laws on trade and commerce, the OTOP. They should know the Magna Carta for MSMEs. They should know the Barangay Kabuhayan Act. They should know all the recently enacted job laws, job generating laws. They should know the very old PESO law, the Public Employment Service Office, and also they're very good. The PESOs are very good, and meet with them so the PESOs know the job needs of the people in the community. Sa economic yun. And then the investment opportunities in areas. Social development. That's very broad, but what about social development? Informal settlers? What? What would social development?
Health, education, public health,
Lahat na yan.
education.
No, but public health is another cluster. So social development would be the what? The conditions, what would social development cover?
Context and background po. This refers only to the communicators of DSWD, education sector.
Okay, so
Urban poor,
counterpart nyo yan, yeah. So DSWD. So that would be informal settlers. That
Urban
would also
poor.
be, let's say, for children, the malnourished, undernourished, stunted children. That would also cover, let's say, the needs. Na pero public health na yun eh. So, himayin nyo ano yung sa social development cluster and where would culture, arts and culture and heritage come in? Where will education come in? Where would DRR and climate resilience come in? Infrastructure, that's very clear. Public health, that's very clear. So, saan nyo papasok ang climate change adaptation and mitigation and disaster risk reduction, DRR, CCAM? Saan nyo ipapasok yung ibang mga tinanong ko kanina?
Okay.
Shoot nyo dyan.
Apo.
Sa which basket, right?
Apo. To clarify po, these are PCO initiated. On DRR and NVI, we are participant to their projects.
No, but what are these? These are workshops.
Workshops, communication workshops po.
Yes.
Apo.
So it's good to cover all aspects of governance in your workshops.
Understood po, and I think reasonably we will comply.
Diba?
DRR and NFI
What is the intention of these workshops?
is
To learn, to report, to communicate, to understand issues, right? So you must not exclude one of the biggest problems of our country, which is disasters. We're the number one most at-risk country in the world. And everything we're talking about, whether it's food security, economic development, social development, infrastructure, public health, all of that, all of these are affected because we are number one at risk. So, because we're number one at risk, we must understand the risks and how to report it and how it affects. Or you may not have a cluster for that and make it the overarching issue because the RCCAM affects food and food affects that. National security as well. Because water scarcity leads to wars and internal struggles. The lack of food leads to conflict, everything. And economic development. So it can be the overarching issue would be CCAMDRR, if you want. I'm just trying to see. And then where would education come in? It's important to cover education. Remember the PISA results. You must have a communications plan for that. How do we cover education? How do we explain that the literacy level is so low per PISA report of this year? And how can we as communicators help barangay communicators better? Where does education come in? Maybe in social development?
yes, in context, ma'am, but we are now guided, ma'am, by another idea, because social development in my previous presentation, ma'am, refers to education, health, and related topics. But I agree po, mukhang dapat ihiwalay din namin yan. While item number one, item number two, while it is true that ecological security is the highest form of security and therefore overarching to all these components, mas mabuti hong siguro ihiwalay na rin namin po. We will, sinulat ko na po yan.
Environment, climate, and resilience. Then you must have education, innovation, right? Social media, that's where it comes in, right? Artificial intelligence.
In fact po, there's another slide, but agree po with you. In fact, we just conducted the National Information Summit where all station managers of Radio Pilipinas and all heads of PNA, PIA in the regional and provincial level for 3 days, ma'am. Pumunta ho kami ng Development Academy of the Philippines and defining.
Where do science and innovation come in? Wala eh. That's so important. Science, technology, innovation, futures thinking. Where does it come in? That's why there should be an education workshop. Education from basic, traditional basic, and then higher ed, then innovation and social media and artificial intelligence, innovation. Yeah, I said that already.
We had a National Information Summit and artificial intelligence figured prominently, but subsumed in the National Information Summit in a 3-day conference, but not yet reported here in a subsequent slide po last.
The arts and culture could be under education. I just saw that big gap there.
So if I may summarize po, one is DRR Envi, that's one. Second is education. And the likes of science and technology or slash future, new ways of thinking, futures. Pwede pong another strategic workshop po. Sige po.
Job creation, of course, will be economic development.
Subsume in the economic development po.
Yeah.
subsumed
Okay.
in the economic development cluster of communications. Again, ito po yung mga communicators from the government side and communicators from traditional media. Nagsasama ho sila ng 3 araw para i-define ano ang strategic issues, anong trends, anong dapat matutunan sa mga sinasabi ng taga-gobyerno na dapat mauna. Di bali mag-away na
Where would, let's say, ASEAN come in? Where would, let's say, where would the US elections and its impact that would come under maybe national security, foreign relations? National security, nandyan ang foreign relations, right? Where would the West Philippine Sea issue under national security and China? Yeah. Okay. Proceed.
we will cover those, ma'am. We will cover those. In fact, it was not difficult for us to organize these workshops po. Sige po. To proceed, on item 46, that's slide 46, crisis communication masterclass. It's a for 2025, not happening in 2024, no? A print media conference, etc., etc.
We still have print media conference. Is that still relevant? So traditional, so print, media, radio.
Print is still, ma'am, let me
Yeah. You don't
contextualize
have
it.
television.
Let
So
me
it's only print and radio.
Let me contextualize po ito. From my point, from our point of view, traditional media is still the #1 producer of social media content. Opo. So, importante pa rin ho sa amin ang television, radyo at print. No?
A radio workshop and print media, but no television workshop. And no social media or digital.
We have in other slides po. We just highlighted the major ones, pero mayroon ho kaming social media workshops continuing. This is retooling. It's a continuing program ho of PCO. Mayroon din po kaming television on okay. Sige.
So a conference and a workshop for print and radio, but no television and no digital media or social media.
Yeah. Correct. Kasi the nomenclature, the title itself is it's not really about television workshop. Yes po, we will include the television. Very, very important po. Yung
Year and gathering, it's Christmas party lang yan eh. Diba? Gathering with, hindi. Kasi workshop eh. Iba yung workshop, iba yung conference.
we will revise this accordingly po. All right, to proceed, if I may, we're done with 46. Can you proceed to the next slide? Then the next slide. And the next slide. Okay.
What was that all about? 100 million, 300 million. What do you mean? Additional budget for the procurement of equipment. Oh, capital outlay for the Visayas Hub. Whose amendment was this? Sinong chair nun? Yeah.
Senator
So
JV
you
was our
requested
sponsor.
for this.
This was previously requested, ma'am, by the previous administration po that was carried for the 2022
Hindi sa inyo.
amendments.
Ngayon lang na-implement. 2022. Okay. Sige. The next, please.
For 2023, the Senate augmented, or we're done with that. For current year, the Senate likewise provided more than 300 million pesos to augment the PCO funds. which were used for the operational requirements of the new media operations clusters that were created under EO 16 series of 2023. To proceed in 2022 and 2023, the Commission, I'm now discussing about some findings from the Commission on Audit. Okay.
Ay pa akong tanong dyan, baka daw ay pa, baka mag...
Ma'am, we're almost done. Ito na lang po ang appeal namin.
Di ba, ang bait ko sa'yo, ha? Sabi ko, wag ko nang tignan yan kasi pag matanang ko, iisa-isahin ko yan.
Sige.
Oo, wag na.
Papunta na ho ako, ma'am, sa appeal to the committee. On slide 61.
Appeal.
To the committee.
Hindi, wag mo nang... pag yan, bigay mo na lang sa akin, soft hard copy, babasahin ko, tala, akit ka sa akin, okay? Babasahin ko, justify, magkano total?
About 1.4.
Huh? 1.4 what? Oh, B? Oh. Not. Sa nakaraang taon ba? Sinong chair dito? Nabigyan na kayo ng 1 billion augmentation?
300, ma'am.
Kaya nga,
Senator
paano kayo
Angara.
maging 1.5 B? Oo, hirap. Hirap. Mga barangay lang, di pa nyo alam eh. Alam na ngayon. Guys, give it to me now, Tala. And then prioritize, please. Okay, yun na. Tapos na. Ibang meeting yung APO at saka DFA. But thank you, sorry Gary that you had to come back. But ibang meeting yun. And then for the
Franchise,
you
IBC 13.
wanted me to file a bill on the renewal of your franchise, right?
Good afternoon, Madam Chairperson. The franchise of Channel 13 was already approved by the House. It's sponsored by Congressman Joey Salceda. We attended the workshop.
Yeah.
We attended the
How come I
workshop.
had a request? Yeah, somebody requested me to file a bill on your renewal.
Ma'am,
It's pending in the
Madam
Senate. It was
Chairperson,
passed by the House. So there's no need for me to file. I
the
was willing
renewal
to
of
do it.
our franchise is pending with the Committee on Public Service.
Yes. Okay. We'll
We
support.
met with them already.
We'll support.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Wag ng PIA. Si Toby. PTV4, you're the GM now.
Good morning, Madam
Hi.
Chair.
Toby.
I assumed this fairly recently in mid-June, ma'am.
Just June.
Yes, ma'am.
Siguro
I-
iba yung usapang PTV4. But you receive a budget from us, right?
That's correct, ma'am. For
KAA. You're
for
not
2024.
Yeah.
But we are also a
Who's
GOCC.
Radyo Pilipinas?
Araw, ma'am.
Hi, Dindo. How are you?
Good morning,
That's
ma'am.
under Bureau of Broadcast.
Yes, ma'am.
Ang Radyo Pilipinas.
Yes po.
Yung Radyo ng Bayan. Ang PTV4 under Toby. That's TV, right?
That's correct,
Okay.
Madam Chair.
And PNA, who's head of PNA? PNA is
Under po
just
sa News and Information Bureau ang
kayo
PNA.
po. Sa News and Information Bureau, ang PNA for content.
Yes, ma'am.
Then PIA, who's the head of PIA? Nga pala, PIA per region. Kayo ang both content and dissemination. What's the difference between PNA and PIA? Sila content lang.
They're a news agency, ma'am. We are the grassroots communicators.
Okay.
So we
But
bring
do
the-
content also.
We also do content, ma'am.
Can you give me please the PNA nationwide, the names, contacts of and emails of the PNA and the PIA nationwide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
We will
yeah.
provide.
Okay. Yeah. So that wherever I go, I meet the PNA and the PIA. And then also, give me their unique needs per region, per province, para maintindihan ko. Tapos, ibang meeting na lang kami ng PTV. I mean, I'll submit your budget, but pending my meeting with PTV because nanggaling ako dyan. Nagtrabaho ako dyan ng 1983 hanggang 86. So I
Yes,
want to understand your programming now
Yes,
and how I can help. I'm the author of your charter.
yes.
I want to see how you're using the charter. Mahaba kasi ang PTV mahabang meeting yan. At dali ng PTV lahat ng departments, bureaus under you. What do you call it? Directors,
I'm sorry.
division chiefs?
We have stations, ma'am.
No,
I'm sorry.
I need to meet and see the officers of PTV and prepare a separate proposal or just sort of understand PTV for how it works now. What are the stations, its reach,
Yes, ma'am. We're prepared.
and who's the head of content, who's admin and finance, who are the directors, producers, like people I knew from way back. Are they still there? Is Leo Docto still there? Is he still a director? Is
Director pa rin
Simon
po.
Pasha still there? He
Ay,
was,
pumanaw na po. Wala
He
na po.
died? he died?
I'm sorry. Retired na po.
So, my God naman.
Hindi pa po.
Ano ba kayo? Alam mo, hindi nakakatawa yan, ha?
No, ma'am. I mistook him for another employee.
Barangay, ito naman, Toby, head ka ng PTV, reporter ka. Ang retired, huwag mo sa'yo pumanaw.
I mistook him for another employee, ma'am. I'm sorry. Apologies.
Natatawa kayo, pero yan, okay, alam ng mga staff kayo, yan ang kinaiinisan ko, ang misinformation, disinformation, and inaccuracy. Alam nyo yan. Buti lang kaibigan ko si Toby at nanggaling Senado yan. Alam nyo yan, pag kayo yan, patay. Alam ni Tala yan. Pag kaya wag pa dalos-dalos ang salita. Mas masabing, I'll check. Tala, sabihin mo nga, sa lahat, para alam. Mag-ingat. Whether you're in a cabinet meeting, a Senate hearing, or just conversing among yourselves or in a workshop, talk is cheap. Puro tayo salita, ganun. Ay, mali pala. Huwag tayong mali-mali, huwag tayong inaccurate, huwag tayong nag-disinform or misinform. We always check. Oh, Toby's a good reporter, but Simon Pasha is alive or dead?
Alive, ma'am. But he's retired already.
Retired, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And Leo Docto is still a producer.
Leo retired.
Retired.
I mean, direct Leo retired.
Mali mamawal.
But he's still
Left already. Maridatu. Hindi na abutan. Hindi na. Okay.
retired already.
Those were my team in 1983.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah. Who else are still there?
Direct Leo is still there, but he's on contract
Anyway,
na
I
lang po.
just want to meet, maybe not them, sila lang naalala ko from the 80s, but whoever are your producers.
Will do,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, I want to see. So, anong pa susunod? The printing office? What is this? Apo. Iba yun.
Ma'am, National Printing
Yo,
Office.
it's different. What does a printing office do? All the printing needs of government.
Well, we're one of the three government recognized printer, ma'am. We do the ballot printing and Apo do the passport printing.
Okay. Sige. Eh, kayo po? I can't see.
Ma'am, balota po kami, ma'am. Oh, okay.
DBM. DBM. O, dito. Okay. Okay na? Hahaba pa. Baka makahanap pa na. Yung submissions na lang nyo. Then I want to see their Facebook. Yeah, 3 million followers. Okay. Let's see. Only the PCO has a Facebook page. Everyone. Yeah. Okay. Hindi na ba nangyayari? Kanina ba yan nangyayari dati? Na mali ang mga pangalan ng bansa, may wrong spelling, wrong information. It's either PNA or PIA. Ano yun? Oo. Dati, sa mga nakaraang taon, may nangyayaring ganun. Ano? Ano? O basta, wag na magpangita pangalan. Hindi na nangyayari yun sana, no? Wrong information, right? Yeah. Okay. So, we scheduled the Apple meeting. It's just going to be a meeting and the PTV4 meeting. And please submit the tier 2 or those you want me to support. And I'll see whatever I can. Kung ano sabihin ni recommend ni Tala. At saka ni Sec Cesar. Okay. Salamat sa inyong pagtiyaga, sa pakikinig ninyo, sa pasensya. I didn't mean to make it difficult for you. I just wanted to understand your budget and I want to be of help. And I wish this could be a longer, but then we have much to do. I'll study it further. If I have questions, I can call you or Tala or whoever, right? So thank you. I'm waiting also for the communications plan for the Asia Pacific Conference and ASEAN, right? I don't have to summarize what I said. And I hope that, we can help each other. The Bureau of Broadcast handles what? Only radio.
Radio, ma'am.
Radio lang.
Then we also have our Facebook pages in the different
Oh,
stations.
so Bureau of Broadcast would have both social media and
Yes.
radio.
That's the initial shift to the digital.
So I was wondering, no one's in charge of digital. Kayo na rin yun.
Halos lahat po across the platforms of PCO are now initiating the digital pages.
So why don't you change your
Stockman.
name?
From Radyo ng Bayan to Radyo Pilipinas. It used to be Radyo ng Bayan, ma'am.
But who handles social media?
There's a separate social media component of Radyo Pilipinas. It used to be from the
sino
research
senior?
department. Si George.
Under you.
Under research pa. Because hindi pa siya nagkakaroon talaga ng specific unit
Mm.
under the organizational structure.
Okay, may isa pa? No, ito, suspend. No, tapos na.
We suspend the hearing of the budget.
Yeah.
But you
Wala
have
na.
to close the budget.
Oo.
It doesn't be for plenary.
Kaya nga, for
Yes,
plenary.
ma'am.
We
But
suspend.
We suspend only.
Suspend
because-
only this PCO?
No, ma'am. You suspend your hearing.
May hearing. Briefing pa lang to.
Hindi PCO lang.
It's only a briefing pala. So the budget is approved for plenary, but the briefing is only suspended. Hindi pa pala hearing ito. Yes. Since the GAB is not yet with us. So we suspend the briefing, but we consider the budget as approved, subject to an increase. I will not decrease you. Subject to an increase after my study. Sige, thanks. If you give me good proposals, then I can always increase your budget. Right? Tama ba? Then, right? What did I do with tourism? When the GAB comes here, I don't have a hearing anymore. The briefing it's considered a hearing, right? Let's just like the OT. Thank you. So the budget will be considered in plenary and we suspend the briefing today. I thank each and every one of you. I hope you enjoy your lunch, which is not a good lunch. Yes, thank you very much. And I will wait for the deliverables to the office. Thank you. Yes. Okay.